Hey traders, welcome to Charts and Coffee. Great to see everyone. Happy Wednesday morning. Beautiful day here in Florida. Actually, it's so gorgeous out, I lost track of time. Great to see everyone. Thanks as always for being here for our Caffeinate and Dominate show. All right, so let's get to it. Got a lot that is in play this morning. Not the least of which is the economic calendar. If we recall, on Tuesday, we had the CPI numbers. On Wednesday, we have PPI that came out at 8:30. And then going into 10 a.m., we have some NAHB housing numbers. If you're looking at ITB, XHB, XLRE, definitely keep an eye around 10 a.m. As far as broader market implications, probably not as big a deal in that regard. All right, so moving then, I did want to show everyone a couple things, and I've got TradingView on the brain a little bit, so I wanted to show everyone a couple things on TradingView. Not in any way because I'm suggesting you have to go subscribe. I don't know these folks. I've just been a subscriber personally for many years, and a lot of folks do come to me and they ask me, "Hey, Rog, in terms of, if I don't use TOS, or maybe I've got a brokerage like Interactive Broker or whatever, and I want the indicators you use." Of course, most of our indicators are available on two platforms, Thinkorswim primarily, and then everything I offer is also available on TradingView. Now, there's two reasons for this, and this has very much been something I've been talking a lot about, which is reliance on this thing right on the phone. And TradingView's charts look the same on my phone as they do on my desktop. The alerts are very good. The alerts can tell me when, for example, Exxon reaches a certain price that I can then buy whatever option. My alert comes up that way. I don't execute my trades, however, through TradingView. This is just a charting platform, and I'll use this for price alerts. So what I wanted to show everybody here is the trading panel real quick, and then we'll get to the questions. Because I've been getting a lot of questions about, Rog, I don't necessarily use Thinkorswim, or what are other tools that you use? I'm not always going to be at my desk. What do I do? And that's when I say the phone and TradingView, for me personally, especially when I'm traveling, has been a lifesaver. All right. So for example, if you're using only TradingView for stocks and ETFs, you're going to be using the BATS exchange, which is fine for that. But if you're going to start to go into Forex, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my TradingView to my, and I'm not going to do this on the screen here. Let me move this over, but I'm going to connect my TradingView to my TradeStation account. So let me just do this here because, no need to do this on camera. All right, so I'm going to log in. So it says, welcome back, log into your TradeStation account. And there we go. So once I log in, let me show you now. All right, so once I log in, take a peek. At the very bottom, you'll see TradeStation. So now I'm getting a live data feed for futures. And when I pull up the S&P or the NASDAQ futures and Q, I'm getting the current data. All right. So really important if you're going to be gauging short-term timeframes on or day trading, or just want actual real-time futures data. Anyways, I just want to make sure I cover that for a few minutes. And then notice I've got my HPMRs and my DPMRs and my sector slow stow and my multi-trend and my Darvis all running here. The other reason I wanted to bring this up, gang, is because there are a number of free indicators that I've made available on this particular platform, really easy to access. All right. If you want to check out my grab candles, my wave, my Darvis 2.0, go to indicators in TradingView. and search simpler. And you'll see there are a number of indicators that do not have a little lock next to them. Those are indicators that I've made available free. So if you want to check out, yeah, what's propulsion? What are grab candles? Why are colors color coded? What are those moving averages moving across your chart? You talk about automated support and resistance. How do I access that? You can do so very easily on TradingView. So little different start to the show, but I just wanted everyone to know there are some very cool resources out there. They'll run then on your phone, and those 4 indicators are available absolutely free on TradingView. Have been for many, many years. Use them in good health. All right, let's get to the best part of our show. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to the questions. All right, so let's see. Thoughts on, hey there, Robert. Thoughts on Uber or XEL? Sure. So Uber, daily time frame. Let's talk about the structure here. And probably the most interesting thing about Uber, and again, you can get this on the TradingView platform, which are these propulsion dots, right? This is the 200 exponential moving average replacement that I use, which at its heart is really about an 8 exponential moving average crossing the 200. There's some other things that it measures, but that's the bulk of it. And the dots light up when this criteria, for the most part, is met. And that just gives me a higher probability that the 200 will be respected. Case in point, no propulsion dots, whoosh, up it went, right? When the propulsion dots aren't there, the likelihood of that moving average holding reduces. Propulsion dots lit up, beautiful minor low at the level. So this is a self-correcting smart EMA. Gang, there's a lot of tools that I make available for free that have been needle movers for me. And I'm just telling y'all, check it out, see if it helps out. But there's your 200 on that one, Robert. Really interesting there. All right, next up. Oh, and by the way, yes, thank you for the reminder, Lornabot. We have day 1 of the masterclass live trading today, which means that it's not too late to join me for the live trading. And you can do so over at simplertrading.com/masterclass. You can see that right there. If you want to join me for the live trading that starts today at 2 p.m. So you got plenty of time. 5 hours from now, we're going to start getting into live short-term swings, live setups for short-term swings. We've actually had about 4 of them. We've had 4 short-term swings since Thursday or Friday. One was an over the weekend buy in TLT as a short-term swing, overnight exposure, longer-term time frame. We've been in Apple as a short-term swing. We played the XLE twice. Yesterday was fantastic. So short-term swings. Now, I will tell you all this, and I had a whole free video on this yesterday. Gang, I'm not going to look. I know that it's a really popular thing now to start talking about this market circling the drain. I know you all here in Charts and Coffee are a lot like me. Go up, go down, move sideways, hike rates, don't hike rates. The bottom line is just give me a setup where I can control risk. And if that's where your head is at, we're on the same page. So one of the things that I noticed, and I'm not going to be talking about the coming, apocalypse in the market. That doesn't help anybody, by the way, gang. Remember, that's clickbait, right? Saying that the markets are going to crash or saying that the markets are going to go to brand new highs or saying that the Federal Reserve is screwing up. Where's the trade in that? If that resonates with you, we are simpatico. If you hate that I just said that, I'm going to save you a lot of time. I'm never going to talk about trades in that light. It actually doesn't help. Where can I get in? How can I manage risk? How long might I be in the trade? Managing risk being the most important part. Managing risk right now is coming back to this idea that I talked about in yesterday's free video, which is 1 to 3 days. While ideally a short-term swing can take us maybe 2 to 10, if I want to have to average out a good sweet spot for the follow-through, 2 to 7, 2 to 10 days. Right now, due to the volatility, we're getting 1 to 3 day follow-through, if even 3 days, and then it's reset and right back to another setup. So if we can manage to shorten our time horizons. And this is not day trading, gang. The goal of this is not to be day trading necessarily, although sometimes we might be in and out in a single day. The goal is, hey, can we take a little bit longer follow through and slow the markets down? Like a great athlete. What do great athletes always say after a performance? They say, the game slowed down for me. I think there's a lot of value for us in that thinking when it comes to dealing with the current market environment. How do I slow this thing down, right? All right, next up. So 1 to 3 days. Keep that in mind. All right. Hey there, Jet Jockey. How are you? Good morning. I wanted to take a moment to express how much I'm enjoying the DPMR training and Sector Secrets Mastery Access. Jet Jockey, I'm so glad you're learning. I hope that you're earning too, right? Those are my favorite two combinations. That's the best. That's the fries and ketchup, isn't it? So I'm so pleased that the DPMRs are resonating. We're starting live trading today, so I really appreciate that. The hands-on experience that this class provides has truly exceeded my expectation. Oh, you're making my day. And I'm incredibly grateful for your efforts and sharing your expertise. Jet Jockey, thank you so much. And I've got to give a huge shout out to the Lorna bot for making this indicator as great as it is. This is an algo. This is a process that I've had for many, many, many years, but she's just tightened it up. The data is spot on. And I got to give a huge shout out to Trish, who put that slide deck together for the class. So thank you. It never happens on my own. I got a lot of people making me look really good. All right. Thank you, Jet Jockey. All right. GLD. Let's talk about GLD. But before we get there, Stephen, we've got to talk about GC. Now, remember, if I'm using GC futures on TradingView, and this is what we're using right now, I'm going to make a point to use this platform a whole lot more than just always going to toss. Please make sure if you're using futures, that you've linked up to a brokerage who's giving you access to CME or CBOT or whatever it is that symbol trades on. Otherwise, it's delayed, right? Anyway, what's happening with gold? Well, to look at gold in this environment, Jet Jockey, remember, gold is actually not a flight to safety. Bonds are, though. Bonds are a flight to safety. I need to get my glasses adjusted. Bonds are a flight to safety. And the bond yield, the nominal yield of a bond, minus the rate of inflation is what we call the real yield or the real interest rate. And when you have a real yield or the real interest rate, what you've got is this chasm between the two that when it narrows, gold goes up. When it widens, gold goes down. Well, if bond futures are heading higher, right? Bond futures are heading higher, meaning TLT will also open stronger. That means the nominal yield of a bond is less, and that distance between the yield and the inflation rate, which is far more steady, is narrower. Whoop, there goes gold to the upside. So that's why I recommend to traders, if you're looking at gold, ideally gold and bonds are moving in the same direction. If gold is moving higher, then the next question is, what's the underlying environment that it's moving higher in? Gold is potentially becoming overbought, not because it's gone up, it's because it's sideways. And in a sideways range, we find the upper and lower edge of the range. Then we take a look at the bottom here. That's my sector slow stow. It's a slow stochastic. And now that sector's up near the high. Gang, I have yet to find an indicator that can handle chop as well as, and write this down, all right? 80 overbought, 20 oversold, 21K, 3D. Put a slow stochastic on your screen. Listen to me now. Thank me later. That is just going to work really well in a chop, which means we want to have a mechanical way of understanding whether or not we're trending higher, lower, or sideways. So please remember, use a slow stow in a sideways market. We're overbought. So be very careful on that one with gold. When it comes to silver, let's go take a look at silver futures, right? So before I get to GLD or the SLV, I need to see what's happening with GC futures and SI futures. SI is interesting. It just crossed the 200. It too is now neutral, but it's been in a downtrend. I'm probably a little bit more bearish on silver than I would be gold, but I'm looking at possibly some topping here because these are not trends, right? These are not uptrends, at least on the daily. But let's do this. Let's say you're thinking to yourself, Rog, I'd really like to take advantage of silver to the long side. Do we have a trend anywhere? We do on the 1 hour. Rog, I'd really like to take advantage of this movement, this momentum in gold to the upside. We have been transitioning in and out of an uptrend since the 10th of this month. And it looks like here, as we start the 15th, the March 15 here, we're trying to get back into that uptrend. The uptrend opens the door to more confident, bullish, directional bias. I can buy the DPMRs. I can buy the mean reversions to the 34 EMA wave, aka buy the dip. So it may not be the daily time frame that's giving me the structure that allows me to buy the dip. It might be the 1 hour. And that's where the short-term swing trading time frames are so important. 1 hour time frames versus daily. Having a shorter term long intraday, right? And 1 hour is a pretty long intraday time frame. Having a shorter term but longer intraday time frame allows me to take things overnight, the way we took the bond trade from Friday into Monday for a really nice push. And then on the flip side, we're going to sometimes get very near term. That's where that 1 to 3 day window is becoming so prevalent for our trading. We have the, let me see here. Do I have my ETFs turned on? So we have XLE DPMRs as well, and we've been bouncing around on those, and that's probably on my Thinkorswim right now. But same thing, but those trades have only lasted 1 day. So check out the video, gang. Check this out here. 1 to 3 days. It's 10 minutes long. It'll walk you through what the time horizon is between now and March 22, which is the FOMC meeting. All right, gang, that's a wrap for me. As always, thank you so much for joining us for our Caffeinate and Dominate show. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you for the questions, and I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same station. And I saw someone mention something about a blurry screen. I'm not sure, but I'll check what the data feed is on my broadcasting. So I apologize for that, but hopefully it got clearer as we were broadcasting with any luck. Thank you so much, gang. I'll talk with you soon. Be good to each other.